What a doozy of a career. Here with another live stream. Chelsea Football Club are officially back. Today we're going to be discussing all transfer news regarding Joao Felix. There's some other deep diving, Gakpo joining Liverpool, and then we're going to discuss Bournemouth versus Chelsea, guys. Bournemouth and Chelsea. Chelsea Football Club are officially back, guys. It's somewhat of exciting times, guys. It's somewhat of exciting. Obviously, it's good to see football back, but to see Chelsea, we need to recover. We need to recover. So let's see what we can do, what Graham Potter will do. But we're going to discuss that all in today's stream. So if you've just joined, smash that like button. And let's roll the intro so we can get into the stream. Let's go.
We fucking got him.
And we're back, guys, here with another live stream. Of course, guys, Chelsea Football Club are back. You guys know that. If you've just joined the stream, guys, smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Comment, guys, your thoughts. The poll is there. Joao Felix to Chelsea Football Club. Yes or no? Let me know what y'all are saying. You're Reggie. Yes, Reggie. I was on mute. Okay, be up to Reggie, guys. Reggie's in the chat. Sorry, I was just explaining the whole sentence and I accidentally clicked mute. But be up to Reggie, guys. Reggie's in the building here. Hope everyone is well, guys. We're going to discuss a lot of transfer news to discuss today, guys. We've got a lot of stuff to discuss. But let's dive into it, guys. We don't have a lot of time. I want to discuss and go through it, fly through it with football at its best in the chat. Big up to my man. Big up to. But here we are, guys. PYS says Chelsea are expected to be busy in January and with a striker, centre back, backup right back, and midfielder all want him. It's a big list, guys. It's a big list. It's a big expectation. And for someone like Todd Bowie, can he fill it in? Now, I've made it clear, guys, that I think Todd Bowie, when he first joined, had no clue what he was doing. He sacked Tuchel, I think, by not properly thinking, and then found his little niche after he sacked Tuchel, was to invest in the youth, create youth players, and then back a manager and have a yes man. And I think now he's figured it out. He's figured it. So Potter's that yes man, and now I think these will be depends. Will these be Bowie signings? Will these be Potter signings? We'll never find out. We'll never know. But I'm just hoping whoever comes in January is backed by the manager. The manager does want them. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Graham Potter. I have literally no emotion to Graham Potter. If he gets sacked tomorrow morning, I wouldn't care. But if he stays, I wouldn't care. I don't really have any emotions towards him. But I want him to pick who comes in this team for sure. But it will be a busy window, and I want this to be a busy window because guys, Liverpool now just won again another game, so they're back up to 6. Arsenal have injuries. They're still winning. They're still crushing it. So teams are still doing well. They're coming back. Tottenham, slowly. They got 1 point. Whatever, they still got that 1 point. But if we come into Bournemouth and we struggle, a lot of our players had a big rest, and we start to struggle. That's when I start to worry, and that's when I think January needs to be a massive, massive window. And I think the window won't change something in a major impact, but it needs to start progressing because this August window didn't really progress anything because we got the players that our former manager Thomas Tuchel wanted, and then the guy got sacked. So we didn't kind of have any win-win there because those players now are under new manager and under new tactics in there. Maybe they might not fit the tactic. Look at Zakaria, Aubameyang. I think they're two players who instantly fit Tuchel's system, but then because Tuchel got sacked, they're fitting under Potter's system, and they do not fit under Potter's window. They really don't fit under his system, so they'll have to find another way. And I think they are one of the first players to definitely go for sure. But as I said, big window coming in January. We'll have to see what happens in there. Now, obviously, we've got the transfer news to discuss, but I want to see what you guys are saying, guys. Who is the main target we need to go for? Because we have a lot of flaws. There's a lot to fix, but what do we start with? Because I said last season that for me, it was the attack. We need just to get personnel in the attack, right? Now I think we've got that personnel. We've got Nkuku, we've got Sterling, we've got Aubameyang. I think we've got Havertz on bench, Mount on bench. We've got that kind of depth there. It's time to go for that midfield. This window should be focused around midfielders, and I don't think we're really doing that. the only midfielder we're looking at is a overpriced guy who the manager doesn't even want. So, yeah, that's unfortunately shambolic. But this is the bit of old news, but this is advancing here. No deal has been agreed between Chelsea and Monaco for I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name. Barashil, but multiple sources believe he will join in the weeks and for 30 million. Again, another young player from Monaco. He's, if I'm not mistaken, a centre back. I'm gonna just double check if he is. I forgot to do that before the stream started. He's a 21-year-old. He is the centre back. Yeah, and yes, he's a centre back. So he's a centre back. Again, is this a priority? Not really, but I think this is someone to kind of replace Thiago Silva for the coming season, because I think maybe after the World Cup, Thiago Silva might be done. I think that's it for him after this season. Reggie has, do you think Ziyech will start? Now, Ziyech 100% deserves to start. I think he definitely deserves it. I think he's a player who definitely should over players like Mount. Shocking. Um, Over Havertz, shocking he's had, So I think he really deserves to start. Now, will the manager start him? I'm not too sure. I don't think so. I don't think the manager starts him. Because I think he's just come back. So I don't think the Brazilian guys will even start either. But he definitely deserves to start in the future games for sure. I don't think players like Mount and Havertz have anything in them left. I think that the engine's empty. But I think Ziyech, again, I don't think he's someone who has anything left in him, but he's shown recently that he can at least perform, and I think this might, you know, get his value a bit higher to then sell him in January, because I don't think we keep him. I think again that's another one who needs to go still, but at least use him because we haven't really seen much of him. And another one is Pulisic. Pulisic is still very young, and he never really for me never got the chance under Tuchel. He never really got that chance. I think unfortunately we had someone like Mason Mount, and Kai Havertz consistently starting. That was my one flaw against Thomas Tuchel. Never showed any discipline between these attackers and never gave Pulisic any shot. But I think he definitely deserves to have a shot. So they're two players who I think should be coming in and for the next year starting. We need to see consistency of them, because we've seen consistencies of Mason Mount who come on, have 8 stinking games and still play. For me, I say, why don't we see that with Pulisic? Why don't we see that with Ziyech? Why don't we see that with these other players? So I don't know. I just keep it consistent. I mean, it's just equal. Um, we need a backup right back really bad, and yes, that's another issue as well. A backup right back, because we know now Reece James, I think, unfortunately, is injury prone. He keeps getting injured, and I don't want him to come back and get injured. And we'll see what happens with that. But I think, for Fana, that's one that I'm just upset about, because we knew the risks. We knew the risks, and we still decided to go for it. Like, we had so many other options. We had Kunde. We could have gone for Ake. I'm not saying that it was a bad deal to get Fofana, but I'm saying that we knew these issues with Fofana. However, we still invested so heavily into him when there was other options. So for me, that's the concern. How our decision making with these transfers is just horrendous, and it's been like that for years, and we're still doing that. Like, we bought a player for 80 million who tore an ACL, and we expect that he's not going to come in. Oh, he's going to magically re-perform. He's now got injured for that 2 months before, came back, played 20 minutes, got injured again. He's out for another month. That's why I think we're getting someone like this young man here, because I think there's someone who can possibly progress in the team. Because if you're going to have these injury concerns for Fafana, then the only centre back we're going to have is Koulibaly, because Thiago Silva's going to be gone soon anyway. So we definitely need a lot of like rotational and squad players for sure. Be up to Adam says Badiashile, I think, is a smart alternative to Vardio, because Vardio will cost 70 80 million more, and Badiashile's top talent, and from what we've seen, we can't trust Julian. And we can't trust Cooley and now Wesley. Exactly. I think Koulibaly, I mean, that's one. He's a hard one to talk about, because I think Koulibaly is someone who he's had that experience there, but he's not got to that top level that we expected. I think he's just been like, if I give him rating, I'll give him like a 6. Like, he's done all right, but he hasn't done anything special. So that's someone I think we need to now invest in. And again, that comes back to our decision making. Like, we bought Koulibaly, but he's not that effective. Like, we're still relying on Reece James, Thiago Silva, Kepa Arrizabalaga. Like this, like, you guys, you can't make this shit up. Like, our decision making transfers is horrendous, and that's why in Kuku coming is very worrying. It's very, very worrying. And I want to see when Chelsea fans wake up and realize, hopefully this new director of football can fix that, and that's what we're all hoping for. But I that's why we don't go and buy these players, and that's what Bowie I've said. He didn't know what he wanted when he came in. He just bought players. We don't know if he wanted them or Tuchel wanted them. There was no sporting director, so we didn't know who was buying who. So I definitely think it is a smart move because Vardio I don't think is worth that money. I did say that last season. I don't think Vardio's that good. If he comes, he comes. I'm happy if he comes. I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's worth that money. And I've been always saying, I've been saying recently that I want us to go for these cheap alternatives, 30, 40 million, and develop him in the squad. And if they don't work out, then we're not going to be panicking because we're looking for final. We paid 80 million for him, same age, and we're panicking. So because now this guy's injury prone. If he was 20 million, we wouldn't be panicking because we got 20 million. The investment wasn't that high. He's not relied to be number one centre back. So we weren't really going to rely on it. Like someone like this, if obviously we don't want that to happen. Let's say this guy Badiashile tears an ACL, we won't really be kind of saying like, oh no, like we spent so much money, so much time, effort. Like this is just a cheap signing to where we can hope and develop him to a high level. So I think it is a smart move, but at the same time, we've also got to go for that midfielder problem. That needs to be fixed. When Rishi injured, we could see what he added to the squad because we were so bad when he was gone. 100%. I think, as I said, we've this season we've relied on three players: Fabrizio Romano, Thiago Silva, Rishi. If you see otherwise, you're delusional because those three players have individually put performances out where they've saved us. So other than that, no one else has done anything spectacular. So and we spent it 150 million last window, and Cucurella, Koulibaly, these players that haven't performed to the top level. So this is why this January window needs to be big because this January window is fixing up patches from August, and I did say that sacking Thomas Tuchel is just fixing a band-aid. It's fixing a wound that needs stitching with a band-aid. And that August window was just putting a band-aid over another band-aid. It's not fixing anything. The real problem is rotating these players out and bringing new ones in, which I hope January, which is the biggest thing for me in January, is getting these big-name players who do nothing on the pitch out. Aspilicueta, Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, these guys need to go. Like this is when we start to turn over our club and start to take it seriously. And I said I won't have any respect for a manager. The day that a manager gets rid of Mason Mount or Kai Havertz is the day I have respect for that manager. Until then, I don't have any respect for any manager anymore. That's how it works. Because you need to prove to me outside of results. If you're winning every game, yeah, fucking fantastic. But we're not winning every game. We're losing, and we still have the same players from 2019. We're now ninth. Like, when we're gonna wake up and realize we're ninth? If we lose to Bournemouth today, I don't even say. I'll have to leave it till then. This is actually we'll get to this. We'll get to this now, guys. Breaking news that Chelsea want to sign Joao Felix on loan from Atletico Madrid. I think this is a great move. I am all for it because for me, I think Joao Felix is a great player, but it's a hit or miss. I wouldn't go and invest 120 million into Joao Felix because I don't think we're not at that stage where we're looking for a risk. We've done so many risks that haven't worked out. I'm not willing to go spend 120 million for Joao Felix to maybe him flop. Best idea is bring him on loan. I think that's a great idea. I think we've seen the potential the guy has. Now we need to see how he brings into the Premier League. Bring him on a loan. It's probably £20 million loan. We bring him in for a whole season, half a season, whatever it is, and we dictate him from there. I think that's a great move. I think it's a great idea. I think that's a great strategy. Whoever's on that is doing great stuff. And let me know, guys, what are your thoughts on Joao Felix? My lineup for today: Mendy. No, Mendy's not signed. Again, that's another player. Mendy, guys. Mendy's gone. Mendy is gone. Mendy's done. He's done, and he's not playing anymore. I'd say he's gone. Mendy to turn down a 6-year contract is horrible. I don't know what he's thinking, but I said it back in February. I said he's got a cocky mentality. He needs to be dropped. He needs to be humbled. No one wants to listen. Look at him now. He's rejecting 6-year contracts. Unbelievable. That guy needs to go. 100%. From what I've seen, the front three we're looking at season is in Cuckoo, Felix, Havertz, and I think this is a horrible idea. We'll play liquid football, but there'll be no end product. That's why if we switch our Havertz or maybe a Aubameyang, someone who can at least. I've always said Aubameyang is a player. You give him the ball, he'll just tap it in the net. We need someone to tap balls in the net, and he's been doing that this season. He's done that a couple of times. Hasn't done a lot of times because he hasn't had that service. But when you give players like I think Felix, who's a fantastic creator, this guy creates like he'll create anything from anywhere. Someone who can give Aubameyang the ball in the box to just finish it. That's what we need. So I'm happy to have Nkunku and Felix. It's just that guy in the middle. Brozier, another one. Brozier is going to be the new Callum. I've said Brozier is the new Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's done. He's done. Tore ACL. He's going to be out for 12 months. The guy's done. Go get another 20-year-old. Let's start, introducing him to football because Brozier for me, I think is done. Unfortunately, he's done. Potter needs to show more passion because at the moment he's just sort of exactly. I mean, he's not the manager. He's the head coach. Thomas Tuchel wanted to be the head coach, but we said no. So now he hired the yes man Potter. Now Potter's the head coach. So what Potter does is he doesn't, really. I don't think. I don't know. I just don't see him caring as much as he does. He's very bland. Oh yeah, the boys gave it all today when we're down 6-7-0. So I've said I don't really have any emotion towards Potter. Potter's just that guy who's there. I think the main issue to me is just start getting rid of his players and maybe get players that I don't maybe build a squad around the directors of football. I think that's the best thing to do, under the scouters because I don't think the owner knows what he wants. I don't think the manager knows what he wants. Best to go to the third guy, and the third guy is a sporting director who has at least some knowledge. But yeah, Joao Felix again, great option. I think will fit in our squad very very well. He's a proper 10. He's that guy. We always say how Havertz the 10, Mount's a 10, but they play out of position. This guy's a proper 10. Knows how to play. I think Atletico. I don't think he's done too bad. I think he's had his moments where he'll just shine and he'll just dip, but he needs consistent football. And I wouldn't mind seeing him at Chelsea for a season. But I want to see what the poll is saying, guys. What's this poll saying? Well, we wait here. We've got 6 votes. 83% says yes. 17% says no, guys. So, guys, to get with one like off of 10, so get that like up right now. But we've got a majority towards Joao Felix, which is not. I wouldn't say it's not surprising because I think everyone wants to see Joao Felix. And I think that's the smartest thing to do. The smartest thing to do is get him on a loan, see if he performs, and we go from there. If he doesn't, then we should be back. That's why I think loans are one of the best things. I think loans are fantastic. Like we should have loaned Kai Havertz. If we're going to invest, if it's not Haaland, if it wasn't Haaland, right? If it's not Messi, Ronaldo, I wouldn't go spend over 100 million on a player. I would loan him first, see how they're doing a loan, and then buy him. Obviously, it's on my, I'm not the director of football, and I think maybe a lot of them would want to do that, but maybe the primary clubs would not want to do loans. For example, for someone like Jude Bellingham, the best thing for me to do is grab him on a 6-month loan, see how he performs in the Prem. It's like a trial run. You don't hire the employee without seeing how they work. So you get them a little trial. I think that's the ideal for everything. But this is the ideal signing to get Felix on a loan, see how he performs, and then we can dictate from there. Big up to the summer, man. Big up to the sun. Big up to you, my man. Hope you're well. Smash a like button if you're new. Let me know your thoughts on Joao Felix. Would you like to see him in Chelsea, yes or no? Reggie says I may be wrong, but I don't think Potter is the right man for the job, and I don't blame you for thinking that. I think his mentality is horrible. I think he's the way he narrates himself in press conferences and on the pitch and off the pitch is horrendous. It's not kind of football mentality. It's very shy. It's very quiet. It's very introvert. I want to see some people yelling, the screaming, the passion. That's what we want to see from managers. We don't want to see this quiet shit. It's not a church. So I don't blame him for saying that. And I've said if he gets sacked tomorrow, I'm not going to care. But I don't want him sacked because there's no one to replace him. Now, Bowie stuffed up by sacking Tuchel that early. If we were ever going to sack Tuchel, we should have waited to the end of the World Cup. And look, then World Cup's ended. Luis Enrique, he doesn't have a job. We could have hired him. He's someone who has a fucking structure. He knows what he's doing. He has a story around him. Potter, no one knows what he fucking wants. We don't know what he wants for breakfast tomorrow morning, let alone the players. So how are we going to build a team around a manager who doesn't know what he wants? That's why when people say, what players should we sign? I just name Brighton players because that's the only players I know that Potter, has I guess likes, because I don't know, the guy's just too young. Like Luis Enrique, I could name like someone like Xavi, someone who can scan players, Zakaria, like I probably see him, someone like he used to play at Barcelona. Obviously not the same players, but similar attributes. A scanner, someone who can drag the ball from the back to the front. Proper actual left backs and right backs, not right wing backs. Proper left backs, right backs, strong centre backs. These are strong, dangerous centre backs. Puyol and PK. These guys were going for anything. Like, we knew what Enrique wanted. I have no fucking clue what Potter wants. Until the rest of the season, we should take it game by game and take advantage of other teams dropping points. And unfortunately, we've been doing that for 4 years now. We've been doing that for years, and that's the thing. We've got unlucky. And I think the reason why people say Chelsea might make top four is I think the reason to top four is because of other teams. Saying Tottenham dropping 10 points in one season, that might be beneficial because we'll lose 10 games in a row, but thankfully Tottenham lost 10 games in a row too. So we're relying on other teams. And we're doing that for years. That's why I need to have a year where we can get to the top without needing to rely on others. So like last season, we were lucky Tottenham lost that game. And then what was it? The last game where they, I think, drew, if I'm not mistaken. I think. Kevin's, imagine. Maybe we got Prime, Kepa, Prime, Felix. That'd be unbelievable. Unbelievable. I can't see Potter screaming and telling post how. Exactly. I mean, the guy, there's just, I don't know, there's nothing in him. I mean, I've seen people try to get old clips of him screaming back in like Norway or something. It's like, mate, it's fucking Norway. The thing is, Potter's, this is a one lifetime opportunity for Potter. He's never gonna get higher than Chelsea, right? Unlike Tuchel, who went from PSG to Chelsea, right? PSG's kind of on the same level as Chelsea, which was Mbappe, Neymar. So they were better than us. So he went from a PSG here to a Chelsea here. Potter went from a Brighton here to a Chelsea here. So this guy's not going to take risks, because if he takes the risks and they don't work out, the guy's gone. Unlike someone like Tuchel, who has that big club mentality. The guy's been at big clubs. He knows how they run. He knows how to take risks. He knows what he's doing. Potter doesn't know what he's doing, and that's what Bowie wants. Bowie wants to have control. Bowie wants a yes man. Bowie needs a yes man. Potter is that yes man, and Potter's not a manager. He's just a yes man. So, Bowie wants Ronaldo. Potter needs to get Ronaldo. The thing is, the only thing Potter does is pretty much tell him the tactics and pick the lineup. That's all he does. That's all he does. He picks the lineup and he tells them the tactics. That's all he does. Doesn't train them. Picks the tactics, picks the lineup. That's it. But as I said, I'm going to repeat myself. I don't have any emotion towards Potter. If he gets sacked tomorrow morning, I'm not going to care. But at the same time, I don't want him to get sacked because I don't think there's anyone on the market that can come in and replace. I think we've sacked the best manager the best available manager. We sacked him. We downgraded 6-7 levels to a guy who I guess suits the club but doesn't suit our team. So. He suits what the owner wants, but not what the players and the fans want. The players and fans want to win. The owner wants to have yes man. So I think we need to prioritize midfield and Jan, and not if not someone we need creativity and DM as well. I can't watch Mount. Oh yeah, that's embarrassing. Like, the thing for me is seeing Loftus-Cheek in 2023 is fucking embarrassing, and that's why if I don't see Loftus-Cheek gone, which he won't go this summer. He needs to. That's just embarrassing, man. I'm seeing Ruben fucking Loftus-Cheek in a Chelsea team in 2023. And people wonder why we're eighth. Why are we eighth? Because we're relying on these shitty players. We're relying on an owner who comes in, doesn't know what he's doing. We rely on a manager who's never been in a high position, so he's not going to take these risks. That's why he keeps playing Mount and Havertz. That's why he keeps playing the same lineup Tuchel did, because Tuchel, it worked out for him. He went to Champions League with him. So Potter's not really taking the risks. When Chilwell's fit, he starts Chilwell because Tuchel used Chilwell. Right? The only thing he's used differently is Kepa. That's it. And we don't. We got absolutely smoked by them last time they were in the Prem. So I mean that's why my confidence has dropped even more. Yeah. I agree with what you're saying about Boy. Well, tell me, Nippon, your thoughts on him. I mean, I mean, Bowie's not the worst guy to have. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's horrible, but I'm just saying I think he's clueless, and I think he can gain some knowledge over time if he listens to people. Now, I'm not gonna say I know him. I chat to him every day. I know what he does, but I think from my theory and what I've read is I think that he just thinks he kind of owns the. I mean, he owns the club. I was gonna say he thinks he owns the club. He owns the club. I think he thinks he knows what he's doing, when the guy realistically doesn't. I think he needs to stick in his role as the owner and just provide money like Roman did. He just We need an owner just to just splash him. Like what the guys, the Sheik guy, there's a Man City. Pep rings him up. I need 200 mil. Doesn't even ask what for. All right, here we go. Boy would be like, oh, what do you need it for? Who's the player? Oh, no, I don't want that player, blah, blah, blah. Like, I need an owner to come in and just what the manager wants, you give the manager. And I think Tuchel was that guy that who would take some discipline. Where okay, I want this guy, I don't want that guy, and who would speak up. Unfortunately, Tuchel was going through his problems. Obviously, no one would want to discuss that because it doesn't fit their agenda. So we pushed that past. But I said I really think Tuchel got truly wrong. I still wonder why we're eighth. But when Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and we're relying on a 39th Thiago Silva in 2023, that's why we're eighth. That's why we're eighth. We're not getting rid of players. I don't think Potter wins a trophy. We're lucky to make top six. We're lucky to make top six this season. I think I said 2 months ago top four. Every week. Honestly, every week it changes. Every week it changes. For me, I think 1 week I think we're gonna win. We're gonna come top four. Next week I think top six. It goes week by week for me. Yeah, I think there's no chance. If there is, man, I think winning a trophy this season will be the worst thing for Chelsea. Winning a trophy this season at Chelsea Football Club will be the worst thing. Why? Because it's back to the Champions League. The Champions League was the worst thing to happen for this club. Because when we won that, our expectations dropped. We didn't realize how we got to the Champions League. We had a great run, but after that, these players just went out the window. Mendy, Havertz, Mount, Jorginho died. One leg was gone. Kante's injury prone. Chilwell ACL. Like these players started to just gone. They were gone. And the expectation dropped. If we win a trophy this season with this team, I'm not going to be proud because then what they're going to do is they're going to keep these players, they're going to keep the system, they're going to keep the tactics, and the same thing will happen to us the season after. We'll come ninth, we'll come 10th, we'll come even lower. We win what? We'll try to win, guys. A community shield, but win nothing for 4 years, or not win a trophy for 1 year and invest in a team and start rotating a team. I'll be happy if we come 8th. But Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Loftus-Cheek, Aspilicueta are gone. Why? Because I know we're in a rebuild. I will understand if we come 10th and we get rid of players. But if we're 10th and Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, and these guys are still at this club, that's when I'm going to have an issue with it. But I'm going to repeat myself. I don't mind finishing 10th this season if these likes of Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Mendy, Aspie, Thiago Silva, Kante, Jorginho leave. Because it shows that we're rebuilding. It shows we're going to have an off season like Arsenal had. They had an off. They started to rotate players after a couple of seasons. Look where they are now. Now I'm not saying it's going to take 3 years, but if we get it done quickly, we'll be getting trophies quicker. So we'll see. Big up to Bobby, my man. Big up to my man. Merry Christmas to Bobby. Hope you're well. Good to see you in the chat. Chelsea are back today. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Joao Felix to Chelsea, yes or no? What are you guys saying? I think Bowie will splash the cash, and I'm not saying I think Bowie will. I think he will, but I don't think. And the thing is, for me, I hope he splashes the cash on what the manager or the director of football wants. If it's Bowie plays, then Bowie has to, say, oh no or yes. I don't want Bowie dictating football terms. That's it. Owners of anything will always supervise the management of their property, and I don't blame them. But again, this is different to a business. If you're an owner of a business, you brought up that business. Bowie came into a business where he had no knowledge on it. I don't expect him, and I don't want him to go and jump in the cash and go and get his own players because he has no fucking clue what he's doing. I want him to say, director of football, here's 200 million. Go get your players. That's what we want him to do. That's a good owner. A good owner is getting the right personnel and investing in the right things that of them personnel wants. That's what a good owner of football is. Yeah, tough. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. Just class we got exactly. We got Dortmund next week as well. Dortmund next week. Never ever disparage winning trophy because Marina Gavascola didn't understand strategy of strengthening after winning. Marina again was a lost cause. I mean, she got way too much prop. If she was still here, Werner would still be here. She was overrated as fuck. And I think we need someone to again. I honestly we need someone to humble Chelsea, and that's what I'm saying. I don't want us to win a trophy this season because I'll go 1 season without winning a trophy for the fans and the owners and the director of football to wake up and realize this team's rubbish and they need to get rid of all players. that's when I'll respect this club. And then I realized, okay, this season we'll win nothing, no worries. But next season we're gonna come back stronger. But we're not gonna, be that mad. But then the season after, we're gonna be fucking unbelievable. Saw a tweet saying that. I mean, I hope so. I hope Felix comes in, Mount goes. Because Mason Mount, I've said it, Mason Mount doesn't provide anything, guys. Mason Mount is done, he's finished, he's gone. Arrivederci. Arrivederci, mi amor. You're finished. Mason Mount, guys, I'm telling you guys, the day the manager sacks Mason Mount is the day he has my respect. I will never ever talk bad about a manager if they get rid of Mason Mount, because think about Mason, guys. He's rubbish. Look at him on Christmas. Look at me, guys. The guy's partying on Christmas. Guys, he should be focusing on football. But no, I was more serious, guys. Mason Mount just needs to go. He's done, guys. He's done. Like, if you think he had a good season last season, 19 goals and assists, 9 of them were against top bottom 6 teams. The other 10 were in the FA Cups and all that shit. Oh, but he's out of position, but he's played in that position for 3+ years. I don't know what to tell you guys. He's done. Let's hope. Let's hope. But again, does the manager even knows what he wants? I don't know what he wants. Big up the Prime, man. Big up the Prime. Big up to my man. Prime, thoughts on Felix? I think Prime is a big Felix fan, so I know he's a big Leao fan, but what's your thoughts on Felix, Prime? Let me know. I think Dona will do exactly what I hope so. I hope because Bowie last season didn't do that. Bowie took his own. I was happy he sacked Marino and Czech, but I was hoping he would replace them, but he never really replaced them. And now, again, I haven't been following the news, but I think we did sign the director of football. But again, it's a bit late. We should have done that before, or we shouldn't have signed any players before the director of football. But Bowie won't take it into his own hands. I agree that top 4 is dangerous, looking unattainable. I think it's done. I think it's done. I'll say Gakpo, guys. We lost Gakpo. I mean, I don't think we'll really infer him, but Chelsea were considering Gakpo by Ornstein, but he has officially joined Liverpool Football Club. Shocking, because I thought Liverpool were really desperate for a midfielder. Do we have the same owners? Because again, they just bought Nunez, and then now they're gonna go buy another striker. It's funny because it's literally just a Lukaku situation. We bought Lukaku and then we had to go buy Aubameyang. Now they're buying Gakpo, but much better player. But I wouldn't mind Gakpo. I think Gakpo is a great player. Great player. We lost him. That's no problem. Yeah, but yeah. One sec, guys. But yeah, Gakpo off to Liverpool, but we lost. Guys, David Moyes has given up on his own players. David Moyes has admitted that for the first time that they won't hold back Declan Rice wishes to play for a top club. And now we see him here. Even Moyes knows his ass. Even David Moyes knows Declan Rice is rubbish, guys. Even like if you're willing to sell a player like that, you know he's rubbish. Like, as a team like West Ham, who I think I consider a top, like they want to, I think they're borderline top 6 club. I think they're close to entering it. I think they have an unbelievably great team. They have a really good team. I think it's one of the most underrated teams in this thing, and I put them as dark horses, but they're horrible. I think David Moyes is holding them back. I think the signings he made was great, but I just don't think he executes them properly. Paqueta, Bowler, he's got Fabianski and Ariola and goals. Like that's fucking fantastic. Zuma, he's still a great player. Kufal, Suchek, like it's such a great team. I just don't think it's being executed properly. And for a manager to come out and say that they don't want their captain because they want him to go play for the top club when I think West Ham are entering to be a top 6 club, just translates to saying that he's fucking rubbish and they want him gone. That's literally the translation, guys. If you guys can't see that that's the translation, I don't know what to tell you. But if a manager wants to get rid of their own players, their own captain, I'm sorry. If the guy was 26, 27, I will understand, but he's 23. He's 23, guys. For me, guys, I made it very clear I don't want Declan Rice at this club. I think it will create too much of a split. I think it will create another agenda war. I think it will create more bias here. And it'll give more, as I said, it'll give him the Mickey Mouse Pass 2.0, and it'll be called the Declan Rice Pass. We'll have unlimited pass to playing every single game he wants. So I genuinely do not want him. I think people undermine his mentality as a player. I think it's horrible. for a club where you can choose to play for, and he says, and he comes out that he doesn't want to win he thinks West Ham aren't going to win a trophy in game week 1. Crying like a baby in the Europa League when the ref gave an easy penalty or something. He had to get booked off and mix the next game. For me, I think his mentality is horrible. I think his play style is even worse. I think what Chelsea fans complain about Jorginho on his flaws, Declan Rice does the exact same thing. So the same Chelsea fans who want Jorginho out, that want Declan Rice in, still complain that they have Jorginho, but Declan Rice is still doing the same shit, but even worse. Like, again, this is he got absolutely bodied by Saka yesterday, 4 or 5 times. Two of the goals were his fault. And I'll just show you this clip because I couldn't find the other one, but this is the one I found. This is another one. This is Declan Rice here. Watch him here. Watching, not tracking. Let him go. Like the same thing. People complain. Oh, Jorginho doesn't press. Jorginho doesn't defend. What the fuck's Declan Rice doing? So again, I'm just saying what you Jorginho haters just say about Jorginho, but then want Declan Rice. Now, if he joins, unfortunately we've lost. He comes, whatever. I'll support him, but I don't think he performs, and obviously they're gonna want a big high price for him. So, not a player I would want. For a player who's playing in the Premier League, he's playing for a top club, and he's not performing for his own club as a captain, and you want to pay 150 million for it? Hang on, guys. Hang on. Take away Declan Rice. You want to play? Everyone close your eyes. You want to buy a player. He's 23. He's the captain of West Ham United, an entering top 6 team. He's been playing horrible for them. He's losing them games. He's a horrible mentality. The manager doesn't want him, and you want to go pay 150 million for him. That's Declan Rice. You want to pay for a young player who's not performing well, and the manager wants him gone. If it was in La Liga, I would understand because it's a different league. It's a bit different. But for a Premier League player and a captain, to get rid of your captain, that's even more disgraceful. The manager wants to get rid of their captain. Like, we want to get rid of Azpilicueta because we knew he was ass, but we kept him. Look what happened. He's still shit. So David Moyes is smart here to get rid of Declan Rice because he knows he's rubbish, but we'll be the dumb ones to buy him. So it's win for West Ham fans, loss for us because they'll get 150 million, and they'll go buy another fantastic CDM and they'll overtake us because I'm telling you guys right now, Declan Rice will not bring anything new to this club. Anything new. We can go spend that money, 40 million, and we'll get double what he brings. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's another reason I don't want to go spend big money again for. This is the thing, guys. He hasn't been performing well. Why would I go spend massive money for a player who's been declining? If he was banging goals recently, he was fantastic. He was, being a leader, being a captain, he's thriving West Ham, bringing West Ham to the top. I will consider it, but he's declining. It's mirroring Lukaku, guys. Wake up! It's just get rid of Declan Rice out of your name and think about the player. Think about just the player himself, a declining player, and you want to go pay 120 million for him. If we were to ever get him, I would say loan him first, trial run, mate. Then we can dictate how you do. Because we've been there, we've done that. We've spent so much money. We've been there I could name every single player in the Chelsea squad. We've spent so much money for them, and they haven't performed. Lukaku, Havertz, big money on them. They were the highest 2 transfers ever. Haven't performed. Yeah, he does. He wants him gone. He knows he's rubbish. Rice was getting cooked that second half, 100%. He was an absolute demolish. I was shocked when I saw Chelsea fans still want him after that. I was shocked, but unfortunately, they're just too deep in in their agenda that they won't come and peek out the tunnel. But if it means Mount stands leave our fan base, I'll say I will. If Felix comes in and Mount goes, I'm all in for it. If a 15-year-old kid from Saudi Arabia comes in for Mount to leave, I'll take it. Just describe what you say about Declan Rice. You say that, but then you don't say anything that brings up what you think and Nippon says. Let me know what you think, Nippon. I want to hear what you have to say about it. Because again, this is an interactive panel. We need to have everyone's thoughts on it as well. David Moyes is a fool for getting rid of Declan Rice. Well, if a player's been playing horribly for the last year and as their captain and he's supposed to be a progressive generational talent, I would tell myself. And here's the thing. This is what I said. If David Moyes wants to get rid of a false generational talent who's been performing horribly, and a club wants to come pay 150 mil for him, of course he'll sell him. He's selling him because he knows he's rubbish. He won't look at him last season, where he was playing kind of decent. Well, I kind of said, if he joins, I'm not worried. I'm like, I don't want him, but if he joins, whatever. I've changed now because he's got even worse. But he didn't sell him because he saw something in him. But now he's realized the guy's rubbish. And if there's a club willing to pay 150 million for him, oh my God, he will sell him in a heartbeat. Sell him in a heartbeat. I don't hate English players. I hate the agenda and the split we have in this fan base and how we just prop them more than others. I don't hate Ben Chilwell. I don't hate Rhys James. I don't hate who else is English in our team. Can't think of one. Or the Harvey Vale, Chukwuemeka. I don't hate those guys. No, I dislike Mason Mount. I dislike Kai Havertz isn't English. Last time I checked, I dislike players not because of their flag, but their flag will play a part of it, and not just that. Because it's not Declan Rice's flag. I mixed up. Sorry, it's because he's friends with Mason Mount. He's friends with Mason Mount. They played at Cobham together. He's a Cobham boy. That's why they want him. It's Cobham graduates. They just blast all over him. I don't hate English players. If someone was English, I wouldn't go, no, I don't want him because he's English. No. But I don't want him because of what we hype him up to be, because he's not. If he was 20 million, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind. 20 million, yeah, okay, we can maybe, integrate him to the squad, maybe, try and push him to do something. And if it fails, it fails, well, okay, fine. But for 120 million, I expect this guy to come and win us a Ballon d'Or. I'm sorry. Inflation's high, but it's still 120 million. I actually rate Rice and would take him at Chelsea, but there's so much negatives to that, it weighs out the positive. I agree. I just don't think there's way too many negatives. I can't sit and say the only positive I can say is that he's a traditional CDM. That's the only positive I can say. But he's not a good one though. Like, Declan Rice is generally a centre back in midfield. He brings nothing to a modern team except diverse. I wanted a traditional CDM last season, and I wanted someone like a Marquinhos. Not Marquinhos. Like someone who can play traditional CDM. I think Declan Rice, that last player. I think he's that last big player who plays as a traditional DM. You're right. Everyone's more modern now. But if we're playing a more modern system, like people say we don't play with DM, so why do we go buy Declan Rice, who's a traditional DM? It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. So the same Chelsea fans who say we don't play with DMs want Declan Rice, who's the last traditional DM there is. Like, that's the only positive I give him, is that he's a traditional centre defensive mid. Yeah, exactly. Moyes has woken up. Moyes has realised the guy's rubbish. He's realised Rice is rubbish. I don't need him. This stupid club Chelsea's going to pay 120 mil for him. Yeah, sell him. Sell him. He knows. If you're going to sell your captain, when apparently he's been so good. He's been so good, apparently. But the manager to sell him, the captain. Isn't that saying something? Like, if in Manchester City we're going to come out and sell, but again, this is age. He's 23. Arsenal, Odegaard. If Arsenal were to come out and sell Odegaard, their captain, I'll be a bit worried. Like, ooh, they know something I don't. But we know something about Declan Rice because we've been fucking watching him for the last 6 months, and he's garbage. Look at him in the England squad. It was even worse. Like, I just can't, guys. Tell me one game he played good. I can't name it for you. I can't sit here and say that there's been a Twitter day when all the Declan Rice lovers have been spamming a Declan Rice clip. I think he scored one goal about 2 months ago, and that's all I've seen. A goal. That's not his job. We need to start hard to turn serious. Yeah, we need to start these youngsters, man. But I'm saying Potter's not going to take these risks because it's such a big job to him. He's not going to take the risk. He won't take it. Not in a Premier game. Alvarez didn't even start for Mexico, and that's why I'm going to keep it consistent. I'm saying Alvarez didn't start for Mexico. That's worrying to me. Why didn't he start for Mexico? Mexico don't have a stacked midfield. So I wouldn't go and invest big money into him. If it's 15 mil, yeah, why not? But I think there's some we can. Is there even any other ones? I didn't mind Fofana from France. I think he was decent. I think that's someone if we can get it for very cheap, I will go for. But it's not an ideal for me. I don't really have the most ideal midfielder who I can say will come in. I can't say midfielder will come in and fix our squad. I can probably say, and what's his name? Fuck, what's his name? Oh my god, my brain has gone. Nunes, not Nunes. Fucking. Oh my god, the Wolves player. What's his name? My brain is gone. Thing. Wolves. Is it Nunes? I'm so lost. Not Nunes. Wolves. Oh my god, I'm so lost. Neves. Oh my god, I'm so lost. I'm sorry. Neves is your only player I can see that comes in and possibly makes some impact. And he's cheap. He's cheap. 40 mil, 45 mil, and his experience. So this again, I've always said this is my kind of this is how I would kind of think of it. I would say I will go spend 10, 20, 25, 30 mil on a CDM who's 19, 20. And then go spend 40, 45 on a midfielder who's 26. Two players for 80 mil. One who can play now, one who can develop. Because you don't want to get one world class player and then he maybe flops. But if we were to get two, one very youngster, one cheap youngster, and then one experienced player, it's a balance. Never doesn't work out. All right, we have a backup. Here you go. Experienced, young guy. But if we were to go buy Declan Rice and pay 100 million for him and it doesn't work out, well, we just wasted so much money. But if it was to Nunez, who's only 40 million and he doesn't work out, I wouldn't say that's the bigger risk because we didn't pay much for him. And he was an older player. So I will go for next example. We need to go sign Mbappe. Oh, I would love Mbappe. I don't know this again ego and shit. Do Chelsea fans just say ego and say no to Mbappe because he has an ego? Do they not watch Chelsea Football Club and see Mason Mount and Kai Havertz play on a weekly basis? These guys have an ego through the roof. They start every game when they're rubbish. They don't communicate. They don't score goals. If Mbappe comes and scores and he fucking wins us games and he fucking gets goals, I would have an ego myself as well. He honestly, for me, I think he deserves to have an ego. He's getting paid that much money at Paris Saint-Germain. He carried the France team in the World Cup, twice. I think he deserves to have an ego to come to Chelsea and to say, and if he comes to Chelsea, he scores 6-7 goals in 6 games, and he says, "I don't want Mason Mount starting on the pitch." I'll say, "Yes, sir. You're doing the goal. You're getting the goals. You're getting the numbers. You're getting us wins. Have as much ego as you want." If the guy's winning us games, you can have an ego. I don't care. But if it was like, but no one looks at Mason Mount, and because Mason Mount has an ego, but he's not winning us games. What games is he winning us? He's not even scoring goals. I want to buy Zubri Mendy. I'm not too sure who that is. In winter, be up to you. As we're 21 people in here, guys. How many likes we on? But 21 likes, 24 votes. Come on, guys. Get the guys up to 25, guys. Come on, 25. Smash the like button right now, guys. Right now. Are you serious? Right now. Which one are we on to? Oh wait, no, this one. I agree. If Liverpool, Barca or Real come knocking it for him, we are not getting considered. I hope they come and knock for Declan Rice, please. Come knock for Declan Rice and Mason Mount, take them both. I would not care. I think Enzo is worth every penny. He is true. He's the truth. He was a Chelsea fan. He was Chelsea's fans think Declan Rice is. Enzo, Enzo Fernandez. Again, another young player I will go for as well. I was watching the World Cup and I said, this guy's unbelievable. How old is this guy? I said 24, 20, he's 21. To have the composure and to have the composure and just the calmness at 21 to play for Argentina it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. I did not know. I was 25, 26. I did not know who he was. I said, who's this Ender Fernandez guy? I'm like, this guy's a fucking bowler. Look how calm he is. Look how consistent he is. How composed he is. He's 21. That's what you go spend 100 million on. But again, that's a risk. That's a big risk. That's someone I'll go get on loan or spend 50 mil for. But that's someone I'll go spend 50 mil. Who would you guys rather? Okay, actually, I'm gonna put a poll first. I want to know. I want to know this, guys. I want to know. I want to. I'm gonna bob around the poll. I want everyone to write answers poll now. Who would you rather? Just Declan, right? I wrote declined. I actually wrote declined. I didn't actually mean that. Deck Rice. Deckers Rice. Is it declined? I actually can't spell Declan Rice now anymore because I just like declined. I literally searched up because I forgot to spell his name. I thought it was declined Rice. They just Declan Rice or Enzo Fernandez and Nunez. What's his first name? Oh, Nunez. Fucking Oh my god, Neves. Bro, my brain. It's 37 degrees here today, guys. Allow me today, guys. Allow me today. It's very very hot. You can see my face sweating. All right. Everyone answer this poll right now. Would you rather just Declan Rice or Enzo Fernandez and Ruben Nunez? Let me know who you guys want. I want to know. I'm gonna watch this poll, guys. Everyone vote for it right now. I want to see what you guys are saying. This will dictate our fan base. This will dictate how smart our fan base is. Would you rather just sign Declan Rice or sign Enzo Fernandez and Ruben Nunez? I want everyone to vote that right now. I agree. For Liverpool, I agree with that. In the summer, we need to have it exactly. And the most important thing for me in the summer is to clear out. Go sell all these players. See who wants Mount, who wants to have. We need to start selling players. Ruben Loftus-Cheek in 2023. It's 2023 and we still have Ruben Loftus-Cheek. 2023 and Ruben Loftus-Cheek is still in this pitch. Come on, guys. Yeah, he will only join Chelsea. If he join, yeah. He's such a fucking bitch as well. Oh my, I just fucking hate his personality. He's just all over Chelsea's dick. Like, calm down, man. Calm the fuck down. Declan wants to play in Champions League. We need to hire a middle player. Big up to Onyanat. Got a free hire. Why are Chelsea players getting injured more? Is it positive tactic or training or what? Well, unfortunately, we invest when we don't know what we're doing. We invest 80 million to a player who has torn an ACL and expect that nothing's going to happen. I was perfectly fine on signing for Finer, but I said there was better options. And I said the only reason I wouldn't sign for Finer is because of his ACL. His ACL was the main concern for me, and that has shown. It has shown, guys. His ACL, is the reason. His ACL is the reason why I think didn't invest money. Haven't got the best centre back we have. But look at this poll, guys. We got 70% for just Declan Rice, 83 for Enzo Fernandez and Ruben Nunez. And I think, guys, if you just said Declan Rice, you have a lot of explaining to do for me because Declan Rice is one player, but he's nothing special. Right? As I said, if we sign for 20 million, yeah, whatever, I don't care. 20 million, all right, bring him in. We can maybe if it fails, it fails. You know, we only spent 20 million. But I will go and get these players like Ruben Nunez, who I know can play football. I see him on Wolves week out. This guy has a winning mentality. This guy has a fucking amazing. I love his urgency. I love it. He wants to win. He fucking fights to win. He fights with the players. He fights with the referees. I want that urgency. I've said we've always been boys in the man's sport. We're very weak. Declan Rice is just a cry. People say Declan Rice have mentality. Declan Rice is just a baby. Declan Rice just cries after games. Declan Rice goes and cries to the referee. He doesn't. He wouldn't. If it wasn't a fight, he wouldn't hit Mason Mount if it was his opponent. No, Ruben Neves would come in and fucking smash anyone. He would smash his own teammate to get the ball. Like, he'll do anything to get that ball, and that's what I want. And Enzo Fernandez is a young prospect, very very young prospect, and I think that's someone we should be investing in. Ruben Neves from Prime is very expensive buyer, yes. But again, we could get a good price, or again, we could get him on a loan. I'm going. That's all we got. Okay, let's jump right into match day, guys. Bournemouth, Chelsea, guys, ladies and gentlemen, it's match day. Oh my days, it's finally back. I'm not really excited. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna watch that game. I have work tomorrow, and it's a 4:30 a.m. game. Uh, But yeah, I don't think I'm watching. Unfortunately, I am going to watch the highlights, and I'm going to watch the extended highlights and see what everyone's saying about the game afterward. But unfortunately, I can't watch it. World Cup, I watched too many World Cup games, but I will be back. I'll watch the next game for sure. But I want to discuss this game. This game is a must win. It's a must win. There is no draw, no loss. It's a win. Let me bring up the Prem ladder. Let me bring it up. Let's bring it up, guys. Like the video as well, guys. Let's get this to how many live stream guys we're on? 23. Let's get the 30 guys. Come on, got 22 people in here. Guys, want 30. But look, ninth. We dropped even more. Ninth, 14 games. Okay, we're 2 games behind. But if we need to get that one win to at least go bare minimum, go back to eighth. Bare minimum, go back to eighth. So this is a must win. If we lose this game, right, and Palace wins, or the Palace played. Sorry, they already played. Yeah, they already played. But even Palace wins next game, they're gonna be higher than us. We're playing Bournemouth. Come on. Must win. We need to get this win to at least get bare minimum eighth, so we can then go seventh and start making our way up. Because look at this. This is horrible. This is not a top. This is not a top 4 team. Must win. I'm gonna do the lineup thing now. After 2016, 2017, we kept declining, and we kept declining. Why is that? Because we have the same players. The same players who let us down week in, week out are still here. I'm sorry, but Kante needs to go. Jorginho, either get a replacement and have him as a squad player, or get rid of him. Kovacic needs to stop getting injured or sell him. Mount, gone. Havertz, gone. Ziyech, gone. Aspie needs to go. We shouldn't be relying on Thiago Silva. Mendy, gone. Like, we just got the same players. I can't believe it, man. Be able to have Sam, mi amor. Giuseppe Grew, how I be able to have Sam, man. Hope you had a good holiday. Chelsea is back. Obviously, we're not feeling the excitement that we normally do when Chelsea's back. But hopefully, I will be happy if we get this win. Be able to Limitless, as you said, it's a must win. But as I said, sorry, I am very happy because mi amor Atletico will be back on the pitch. He's back from injuries. We'll be back playing. Can't wait to see him on the pitch, guys. That's someone to watch. Wants to watch as well. I don't think he was really training on the whole. I didn't really see any posts of him training that much while they were gone. So hopefully he kept his fitness up. The players, like, it's not hope that they need to show up. They need to show up. They've had a rest. Some of them have been playing. Like, it's not a hope. It's a need. Like, they need to show up. But let's what I used to use football is 2023. What? It's a must win, guy. Must win. And again, there will be I can't even say there will be questions if we lose because I don't think anything happens if we lose. Nothing will happen. Like, no, again, there's no consequences to our loss. Like, there's no consequence. No one gets dropped. Like, I'll give an example, guys. The A-League, Australian football. There's no relegation, so teams don't really improve as much as they need to. Teams will go 18th or last. They won't invest as much as they need to because they know they're not going to get dropped, into A-League 2, whatever. So, taking this back to Chelsea as a player, if you know you're not going to get dropped or demoted or rotated, why would you invest more time into improving yourself? And that's what these players are doing. They're not getting dropped. They're not getting humbled. I said about Edouard Mendy, guys. I said about Edouard Mendy last season. I said Edouard Mendy needs to get humbled. Everyone started laughing. Now look at him. He's declining 6-year contracts. 150k a week. Is declining it. Fuck out of here. Don't get athletic news now. Asking Potter for top 4. I find the BS. You asked Potter to get sacked. I don't get athletic news now. Asking Potter for top 4. I find the BS. You asking Potter to get sacked. Who's asking Potter to get sacked? I'm not. I mean, I said if he gets sacked tomorrow, I wouldn't care, but I'm not aiming for it to get sacked. I don't think he's he's not the issue, but he's a problem, but he shouldn't get sacked. I think the Athletic, obviously they like to switch up. Whatever's rooming in the agenda, they just follow. They're fucking brown envelopes. But the same people who talk about Declan Rice joining Chelsea are the brown envelopes as well. but no. We're gonna lose 2-1 in this fan base. We'll just scapegoat Kepa. Of course, it's the same. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. Same bullshit. And unfortunately, there's nothing we can do, man. Like that's why I said Prime. I hope we don't win a trophy this season. I hope we don't win a trophy. I hope we come 10th. I hope we get humbled because I want to say get humbled so we can get rid of these fucking players because they're fucking horrible. They need to leave. But let's start from the back. Keba Arrizabalaga in goals. Nimor is back. He's 100% goals. I bought him. I have him in my FIFA team. This guy's fucking amazing at FIFA, guys. And I'm not switching him out. So I need a team of the week with Kepa, okay? Get me a team of the week. I need him in my team. But he's a fucking unbelievable player in FIFA. Back three. Who the hell's our centre backs again? Koulibaly, Silva, Fofana, Chalobah. Chalobah will start. Silva will have to start because unfortunately we're relying on a fucking 40-year-old in 2023. It's fucking embarrassing. But he will start. And Koulibaly will start. I don't think he really had a big impact in the World Cup. I don't think he was anything special. I really hoped he did. Finally, our only fucking hope of this club is back. Reece James is back, inshallah. He stays fit. He's amazing, thank God. I think Cucurella will start. I think he'll give Joao. I don't think he'll rush him in too much. I think 2 DM would be Jorginho. I don't think Cover will start. So I think I would want to see Zachariah. I would love to see Zachariah. He's a beast in FIFA as well. I would love to start Zachariah. Start Zachariah, Jorginho. This just because we don't have Kovacic here. And against Bournemouth, maybe because he's Zachariah, push up a bit more, and obviously we'll have Reece James who can kind of slot more in that mid and play more aggressive, or Zachariah can sit back. So I think it works out. Up front, I think Obama will start. These two, these are the ones. This is now where we stop and we think. I think everything is straightforward, maybe here and there. No argues with who's in, who's out. This is when the argument starts. Who starts in these two? We've got Kai Havertz, Hakim Ziyech, Mason Mount, Christian Pulisic, Raheem Sterling. Who thinks, man? Who thinks starts in this position, man? It was that good run was. I've said football. Football at its best. I said Kepa, Thiago Silva, and Reece James are the only 3 Chelsea players who have kept this club afloat this season. That's it. The rest can go. I won't care. It's a 3 fucking man team. Because let me know who you guys want in that front 3 or the front 2. It's very, very. It's very difficult. I want to know what everyone thinks about that. Kepa has to start. There's no yeah. He's like he's the first one that gets on that pitch. Like Mendy's done, he's finished. Get him out. Go sign some other keeper. We can have good competition between Kepa, the new keeper, and Salina. Fantastic. We should play back 4. Okay, I don't think we will, but let's put it back 4. And I would put these people. Yeah, who starts? But then again, who starts here then? Like, I don't want to say Gallagher. I forgot about Gallagher. Reece James deserves to play for a bit. Yeah, a better club. Yeah, poor guy, man. Poor guy. He should took in the Real Madrid contract. Kepa, RJ, Chalobah, Silva, Cucurella, Zachariah, Jorginho, Gallagher, Sterling, Abba, Pulisic. Yeah, I think you're right, man. I think Gallagher will play here. Now think about it. He was in the World Cup squad. I completely forgot. I think Sterling probably play here. Yeah, and I don't think I think Mount starts. I think unfortunately, Devil Eyes is back, and I think he starts. Yeah, I think you're right. I think unfortunately it's gonna be Sterling Mount. I think unfortunately it will be them because Potter, as I said, doesn't like to take risks, and he'll rather these players suffer like Mason Mount and Sterling take the blame, then give the, because it's just Mason Mount could have a horrible performance and the fans would not care. The fans wouldn't go at Potter, they wouldn't have a go at him. But if it was Ziyech there and Ziyech had a bad game, the fans were like, why is Ziyech this? Why did you put Ziyech here? Put Mount, blah blah blah. So he'd rather not take the blame, because if he takes the blame, it goes back onto him on a bad look, and that goes to Bowie. What's Bowie going to think about that? Because you don't want to be, the boss doesn't, you don't want to get the boss mad. But unfortunately, I think this is the one. If it was up to me, I would not put Mount. I think Ziyech Pulisic needs to start. I think Ziyech Pulisic needs to definitely start. Needs to have a go, because they are the ones who have gone to the World Cup and said, I can play football. It's just not this system that's working for me at this club. Give me a shot. Because the World Cup, guys, shows how you play in other systems with other players. It's literally you're playing it in another team, and it's showing how you play with those other players. So Kovacic is performing, Ziyech performing. This is showing that, okay, these guys can play football. They have it in them. It's probably the system. That's how I see it. Or it's probably not enough game time. Or it's probably no confidence. But yeah, I think as I think this guy's been on the lineup. I want to say 1-0 win, maybe 2-0. I think capping goals. I don't think there'll be any. Don't want to say we're going to concede. I don't want to concede, because let's get these lights up as well. But yeah, I'll say 1-0. I'll say 1-0. Abba goal. And that will be ideal. That will be ideal. I'll just take a win. Unfortunately, we're at the stage where we'll just take 3 points. We're at that stage where we'll just take 3 points. Unfortunately, why does this keep opening? But guys, let me know what you guys think about this, guys. Yes, W lineup, L lineup. What are you guys saying? Who would you change? I think if anything, maybe back three. Even Cucurella left centre back, Chua left back. Like, that could happen. Team, if every player gave it all. Exactly. The thing is, players don't give it all. No one tries. They rock up. They know they're gonna fuck up. Players like Mount, that they know they're gonna have a bad game, and they'll go, oh, I'll start tomorrow anyway. I don't care. Like, I'll still start. That game we played Salzburg, where fucking Havertz was playing like a machine. Everyone was playing beautiful football, and Mount was on the bench. Like, I need to see more of that. I need to see Mount off this pitch, because we have not had one game where we play with Mount off on the bench, and we've had a bad game. We've never fucking done that, and there've never been a time where there's Mason Mount's the glue and you have actual evidence. But guys, let's come on, get these lights up right now, guys. We're 16 in here, 24 lights. Let's get to 30 before we end, guys. We're gonna be ending in about 2 minutes. I want everyone fucking smashing that like button right now. Chelsea Football Club are back. I'm gonna end this poll now. It's that's guys. That should be 100-0, guys. That poll should be 100-0. But whatever. Big up to my man, my best. Hope you're well. Why? Big up, man. We don't need Felix. He's just another Havertz. We need midfielders and a backup right back for right wing for James. You're kind of wrong now. He is, I guess, another kind of Havertz player. So if you join, that's what I'm saying. That's why I like the transitioning on it. I like how we're getting him on loan, and then if he works out, he works out. We don't go spend. I wouldn't go spend 150 mil for him. Same like for Liao. Even in Kuku, I wouldn't go and spend the big money for him, because we've had so many flaws in our attack where I think we need to give trial shifts before we give them the job. If we're hiring employees and these employees are horrible week in, week out, like we get a new one, they're horrible, why would we follow that same system? Why don't we try a new system and we put them on a trial, they work out, they don't, they go back. We don't lose anything. We might lose 6 months at a time, but at least we didn't lose 150 mil. But again, we'll see what happens with that. I wouldn't say. I doubt he. I'll say I doubt Felix comes. I doubt he comes. I doubt it's anything that serious. But we'll have to see what happens. Let's see what happens. January is not even open yet, and that's another positive, guys. January window is not open, but we're still making moves, and that's what I'm very happy about. I'm very happy about that. We're not in the window yet, but we're still iron players. Like in Kuku's done deal. We're getting that guy from AS Monaco. Like, we're making moves before the window opens, which to me, that's a positive. And that's a positive, and I hope we can gain on that and we can get that player to come in as early as possible. And I want Nkunku here January 2nd. January 2nd, I want him here. Get him integrated in the team ASAP. And I wouldn't mind maybe Sterling, Aubameyang, and Nkunku might work out very well, guys. Who knows? Like, imagine this lineup. Who knows? Who knows? Because this front three can be a good front three, for all we know. Again, trial and error. As I said, trial and error. Give it a shot. But I mean, it's more than just give it a shot. This guy needs to fucking work out. We spend big money on him. Let me see if there's any breaking news, guys, before we wrap up today's show. Again, guys, I want everyone to smash the like button right now, guys. Right now, smash it. No, don't see any guys new news to us. Put your last comments in, and then we'll wrap it up soon. My one tip to Bowie is somewhere nearby another keeper. Yes, guys. People think Mendy is still here now, guys. Mendy is gone, but this is kind of, I'm told, guys. Breaking news. I'm told from a top source is that they feel we can rule out a move for Emiliano Martinez. Chelsea have a policy about signing well-behaved players. What the fuck? I'm sorry, but what the fuck is well-behaved players fucking mean? Well-behaved players. Oh, what kind of fucking pussy shit is this? Well-behaved players. I think this person means that we will be a team full of nice guys. We do need strong mentalities. I just wouldn't sign my teams because I don't think he's that good of a keeper. Like, I actually love his shithousery. I think it's fucking fantastic. I think how he mentally, gets players thinking and has a bit of a laugh and a giggle. But still, wants to win. I think that's good. I just don't think he's that good of a keeper. I think that season at Villa, that first season was fantastic, but he hasn't had a good game in a season and a half, guys. Argentina, yeah, he did well, but he hasn't had a good season in a season and a half. Now, if we were to get him, I wouldn't mind, but I wouldn't go from. I think there's better options that we can easily get. I think the guy from AC Milan is a better option. Go get him. Great. I think he's a much better keeper, but yeah. I would love a shithousery keeper. We need someone, man. We need someone who can have a bit of a love. And like the guy, like he literally won Argentina the World Cup because he was putting them off while they're taking the penalty. Mendy will have a coffee while he's taking a penalty. Mendy doesn't even know how to take a penalty. Mendy doesn't even know which way to go for a penalty, let alone try and mentally get them going. He doesn't know. What to, like I would love a player like that. I mean, this well-behaved players that just sums up that we are a lost club. We don't know what the fuck we're doing, and if we're not going to sign a player because he has bad behavior, like what? Are you not going to sign Mbappe because he has bad behavior, but he puts the ball in the back of the net? I'm not saying as I said, I personally don't even want Martinez. I don't really want him. I don't think he's that good of a keeper. But if we're not going to sign him because of that issue, that's just another issue added to the fucking book, guys. That's just another issue added to the book. But we're going to leave it here, guys. That's it for today. Is anyone else going to live before the game starts? Is Coach Schiller going to be live? We've got 15 in here, guys. Please, guys, smash the like button. Let's get to the 30 like mark before we end today. I'll be back Thursday morning. We'll do a review. And I think after that, who do we have after? I think we got we have Nottingham on Sunday. And then we got City on Thursday, which is, again, we got amazing. Not amazing. We got big games coming up. Like it's gonna be tough, guys. We need that depth. That's what I'm saying. Get players in ASAP. We need depth. We need to have consistency. We need to have actual good players. So I'm gonna wrap it up there for you guys. Hope everyone did enjoy the stream. I'll leave you with some tic tac, guys. We'll see you in the next stream. Take care. All have a good day. Up the fucking Charles. We're gonna win. Let's go.
Tic tac. Tic tac. Tic tac. Oye.